Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I will detail the top shooter in the Sacramento gang war. Sacramento gang roots trace all the way back to the 80s, with several groups of Crips, Bloods, and Pirus coming to various parts of Sacramento from Southern California. They spread their influence during the 80s during the booming drug trade. By the mid-80s, Sacramento gangs began to engage in warfare, and bodies began to drop over the years. Sacramento began to have various gangs throughout the city, and like most know, it became a city full of blood gangs. That meant over the years, blood gangs will become rivals. Initially, a lot of the gangs were on cool terms or didn't have beef, and two of those gangs would be from North Sacramento, called the Del Paso Heights Bloods, also just known as the Heights, and the Starberry Manor Gangsta Bloods, also known as Manor Mob, in the area being called the Manors. Both gangs have close ties, with many members growing up together through sports and school, and also having family ties, with their hoods being so close, people have families on both sides, with their hoods just being minutes away. But over the years, both gangs will have a deadly and violent feud that has left many dead. The Heights are the bigger gang by numbers and territory. The Manors have less turf, so the gang is smaller, but that didn't mean they backed down from the Heights, and both sides have lost various members due to their war. By 2010, Sacramento new generation of rappers began to emerge. In the 90s and 2000s, you had various rappers making a wave, but the new generation lacked frontrunners, until the likes of CML from South Sac and Mozzie from Oak Park began to take off. And their gangs' violent beef helped explode their careers, with their street politics being broadcasted in their music, which I covered before in previous episodes. But North Sac had their own wave of up-and-coming rappers throughout their side of town, and by 2017, the Heights and the Manors beef was blasted all over record. Most notably, at this point you have rappers like D Steez from the Heights and Heights affiliate Sub Tay going at the Manors among others. And on the other side, which is the Manors, you had Money Mees and Roderico, which were headlining the diss tracks against the Heights on their side among others. This war was deeper than rap. You had kids and adults, and even some innocent people died to this war, being one of the worst wars going on in Sac at this point.
When it comes to crime in Sacramento, police are out with new numbers. The Night Team's Richard Sharp with why there is far more gang violence in the city.
Just this week, shootings, stabbings, and fights, many gang-related. Police say gang violence is up, way up, 55%.
Everybody's gang-related over here. Everybody's gang-related.
Terry Bartrug lives in Del Paso Heights. Does it worry you?
It does for my daughter. I do worry about it. I live in a rough neighborhood. Playing out in the front yard, it does get stressful at times.
Even more concerning for police, the number of gang members. In Sacramento alone, there are almost 4,700 known gang members. Police also say gangs are branching out.
You had many gang members who were active on both sides that were willing to crash out for their gang, and that leads us to this story. So let's get into this case. Around 7:30 p.m. on September 15th, 2019, police responded to a shot spotter alert, which gunshots were fired near the intersection of Fairfield Street and Eleanor Avenue in North Sacramento. Video footage captured by a residential surveillance system showed a black car traveling south on Fairfield Street around the time of the shooting, then two men running south on Fairfield Street near an apartment complex. At the time of the shooting, the police were aware that a group of young men, including a teenager named Keandre, gathered at the apartment complex on a regular basis. The location of the shooting was considered neutral territory, but was fairly close to the territories controlled by the Manors and also the Heights. On September 17th, 2019, police were watching the apartment complex after learning a person who may live in apartment 3 may have been involved in the shooting 2 days earlier. Around 4 p.m., police saw Keandre, who was from the Manors. He entered apartment number 3. He was also seen getting in and out of a silver Chrysler, which was parked at the complex he lived in. Later that same day, Keandre and another man went to the Super X market in the Chrysler. Keandre drove. When the man returned back to the complex, they went inside apartment number 3. Around 7:30 p.m. that day, witnesses heard gunshots, then saw a silver Chrysler speeding past their homes. A police officer was dispatched to the area in response to a shot spotter alert. Police spoke with a witness. His son was a known member from the Heights. In search of the area, it revealed 4 casings in the street and a bullet hole in the driver door of the witness car. He described the driver of the Chrysler as a light-skinned black man with a small afro. On September 19th, 2019, a police officer conducted a traffic stop of a black Ford Fusion, less than a mile from the scene of the first shooting. The driver was a man named Tyrese, also known as rapper Ty Bud. He was the founder and validated member of Sub, which meant Stand Up Boy. You probably heard of Sub Gang from the rapper Sub Tay. Sub Tay was affiliated with the Heights, and so was the whole Sub Gang. They were rivals of Manors as well. Upon questioning him, Ty Bud told the police that a young person he did not know shot at him 4 days earlier in the area near Fairfield Street and Eleanor Avenue. Ty Bud would now tell officers details of the shooting, saying something to the effect, "You know how it goes out here. I can't tell you what the person who shot at me looks like." On September 20th, 2019, a police officer contacted Keandre while he was sitting in the front passenger seat of the Chrysler, which is parked in his apartment complex. The registered owner of the car was also sitting in the passenger seat. During this encounter, there was approximately 8 other people gathered in the area from the Manors. Just the next day, around 3:45, on September 21st, 2019, Sincere, a young beloved member of the Heights who they called Sin, was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting near the intersection of Rio Linda Boulevard and North Avenue. Sin died of gunshot wounds to the right side of his chest. At the time of the shooting, Sin was in the front passenger seat of a red Dodge SUV, which was driven by another Heights member. The shooting occurred shortly after several other Heights members, and Sin just left Grant High School, which is in their hood.
Community in mourning tonight after a college football player and Grant High graduate was shot and killed in North Sacramento. The 19-year-old was found dead in a car last night, and tonight his family is searching for answers as police hunt for the person responsible.
Police tell us they're still working with this investigation and continue to work with some of the leads that they have coming in. You see behind me, there's still activity here in this North Sacramento neighborhood. People are just down the road still visiting this makeshift memorial. Now, again, people in this neighborhood tell me they have an idea about who's responsible, but so far no one has come forward. But today, instead, they decided to honor a young man who was considered to be a role model not only to his community but to his siblings as well.
Responding police found the 19-year-old slumped outside a car near North Avenue and Rio Linda Boulevard. The investigation is ongoing.
And everyone in this community knows someone, and that is the hope here, that someone will come forward and those responsible will be caught soon.
Video footage captured by various surveillance systems showed a silver Chrysler chasing down a red Dodge SUV just before the Chrysler accelerated and pulled up to the passenger side of the Dodge, then started firing. The Chrysler then seen fleeing the scene and driving towards the complex that Keandre lived in. An eyewitness to the shooting told the police that the shooter was skinny, light-skinned, and was an African-American man with a short fade. They noted that she got a quick but not great look at the shooter's face. The witness explained that the driver of the Chrysler pulled alongside of the red car and put his arm out the window. He then fired multiple gunshots at the red car, then continued driving. The witness was later shown a photo lineup that day and could not identify the shooter, but she identified Keandre as being one of the 3 individuals in the lineup who she believed could have been the shooter. Approximately 3 weeks later, she participated in a recorded person lineup at the county jail and selected Keandre, who was the only individual who appeared in both lineups. Since Sin died, he has been dissed a lot by the Manor side, but was praised by the Heights, which they even started calling their side of town Sin City.
Loyalty prices, do anything to get my brother back. I lost Sin, I lost John, I lost Jody, so now I'm double strapped. Reaper on my load up in traffic, so now I'm showing shacks. Life a gamble, play with my life, guaranteed I'm blowing back. Rollers want me bad, I'm in the mob just like I live in that. They say I'm more for death up in my sleep, I see the heaven gates. You gon' be a shooter or a victim when that metal quake. Suckers catch me loafing, guaranteed they not gon' hesitate. Catch a sucker loafing, snatch your soul and watch him levitate. 6 glass, 1 chopper, 2 more shots and make him constipate. Sin died, if you didn't slide, please don't call me bro. Me and Keno back to back, double trouble all through the boat.
On September 25th, 2019, the Chrysler was impounded. On the same day, Keandre and another man named Chris were arrested. Based on information learned from Chris, a search was conducted at the residence on Tundra Way. During that search, a 40 Glock with a 15-round magazine was found under a mattress. A search of Keandre's cell phone revealed multiple photographs and videos of him holding a gun that looked similar to the gun found at Tundra Way, including videos made on September 16th and 19th. There was also a video of what appeared to be Keandre driving a Chrysler on September 17th, and a video of Keandre holding a gun and talk about killing his rivals. Keandre's phone also contained photographs showing that he was near the area of the first shooting the day before it happened, and also a video of him driving by the scene of the second shooting while holding what appears to be a gun. A search of Keandre's Instagram account disclosed about 30 minutes after the first shooting, Keandre posted a message reading, "Something just happened. I might go down." Around 40 minutes later, he posted a message saying that he had to get out of there because he did not want to go to jail. Around 30 minutes later after that, he posted another message with a reference to getting out of town with guns. Other videos and photographs obtained from Keandre's Instagram account show him repping the Manors and dissing the Heights.
Has been convicted of murder after the deadly shooting that killed 19-year-old Sincere Dixon of Sacramento. It happened back in 2019. Investigators say Keandre Pratt shot 10 times at the vehicle Dixon was in. He's now facing a life in prison without the possibility of parole.
In a video posted on September 21st, 2019, the day of the third shooting, Keandre is seen beating up a Heights member who was dissing the Manors on social media. During the fight in front of his apartment complex, Keandre stated during the fight, "Say that shit again," while Manor members were hyping him up while he fought. Keandre said, "You soft ass, I was just waiting to catch you. Now they know the real you." In a November 2019 jail call, Keandre indicated that he had a problem with the driver of the red Dodge SUV that he shot up. He explained that he got into it with the person at the mall, and a Heights member texted him trying to beef. In another jail phone call made in February 2020, Keandre made a reference to the guy he had beef with. He called him a bitch-ass person who was talking hella shit. The crazy thing about this is, apparently before becoming a Manor member, Keandre appeared to claim their rivals, the Heights, the people he was trying to kill. When he was younger, Keandre had multiple accounts on Facebook, one with the name Little Heights Dre, and in his pictures he was throwing up the Heights and even putting DPH in one of his pictures. For his role in the crimes that he committed, Keandre received life for all the crimes. He is now 25 and will never get out of prison, having life without parole for multiple shootings and the murder of sin. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.